the last kind of argument that we're going to talk today is actually what kind of arguments are there. In other words, when issues arise or problems are addressed, this is what we call the stasis theory. The stasis theory, again, stasis meaning in one place and theory. The stasis theory is the theory that suggests that questions are asked in order because you need to get to a certain level of disagreement. For example, in the argument of fact, which I will show you in just a minute, we can talk about what came first. Global warming, is it caused by humans or not? And in order to figure out whether global warming is caused solely by humans, we have to ask certain questions. Was the weather always this warm? Does weather go in a cyclical way and it gets warmer and sometimes colder and warmer and colder? Is this caused by external forces such as solar flares? What is the kind of thing, if in fact we determine that it's not caused by solar flares, what in fact is causing, what do humans do that actually cause it? So stasis theory is the theory that you ask questions in certain order so that each question is dependent upon the previous question having been answered. If my supposition is that global warming is caused by humans, I better rule out the fact that global warming is not caused by external things like solar flares, comets, radiation, or that it's not just a normal fluctuation in temperature. One kind of argument that I just mentioned before is called argument of fact. And this basic argument is that it can be proved or disproved with specific evidence or testimony, meaning that there are real facts. Okay? Like I said with the global warming example. So global warming, in fact, can be either proved or disproved with specific evidence. So far, it looks like human beings are actually causing global warming because we've never seen the ice caps, the polar ice caps melt like this. All right, second type of argument is called the argument of definition. Argument of definition. This is determining if the issue or the problem should be highly contested, meaning that a lot of people might disagree about whether it's right or wrong. Okay? Contested means that people agree or disagree. Okay? So is the issue highly contested? Then we're going to have an argument of definition. An example of an argument of definition, it involves usually something really heated. For example, is a fetus, meaning a baby inside a mother's stomach, is a baby inside a mother's stomach, a fetus, is it human before it's 12 weeks old? Is it human? Okay? So you could say yes, you could say no. Well, when does it, if you say no, let's say you say no that a fetus at day 1 after the egg has been fertilized is not a human. It's not a human until you get arms and legs. Okay? So you have determined when it becomes human. Okay? The fetus is not human until it has eyeballs. I don't know. You are determining when. So first you're determining when a fetus becomes human, and then, or if a fetus is a human, and you're determining when. Okay? So if you determine, let's say arbitrarily, you determine a fetus is human when it has arms and legs and eyes and a heartbeat. Okay? All 5 of those things. Okay? Or 6 of those things. Is it murder Because remember, murder is the murder of a human being. Is it murder if you have an abortion when those things are present? Okay? Do you see how that can become highly contested? Okay? People can get into huge debates, and it often becomes very emotional. All right. Argument of evidence or causality. Sometimes these arguments lead to questions of quality. So argument of evaluation or causality, like causing something, right? Sometimes these arguments lead to questions of quality. Okay, so here's my example. Most Paraguayans, if you're a Paraguayan, most Paraguayan football fans don't really want to talk about whether football is a good sport because that's already been determined. You already determined that football, soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, is a good sport. They want to talk about who is better. Is it Olimpia? Is it Cerro? Libertad? Who is the better team? That is an argument of evaluation or causality. Okay? It's what makes the discussion interesting. Who is better? Okay? What caused Olimpia to lose the Copa, right? Is it bad shooting? Not aggressive enough? Were they too cocky? Did they think that they were going to win it all without having to try much? So those arguments are all arguments of evaluation and causality. If you believe that Olimpia went into Brazil thinking that they were going to win because they already had 2 points, you're already arguing the cause of why they lost. See what I mean? And the last type of argument is the proposal argument. Proposal argument. In other words, this asks the question, what action should be taken? There's already been a decision made about a problem, that there is a problem. But the question is now how do we solve the problem? Okay? And so proposal arguments, an example for that is we know we've defined that there's a problem with racism in the United States, and in particular we talked today about Trayvon Martin, and we know that the Trayvon Martin case had problems with race involved in it. So despite the fact that George Zimmerman was found not guilty, what do we do about it? We've got the problem. What action do we take? And that's what proposal arguments are. And you list out the steps that you would take and that you think would solve the problem. So that is all for today. I hope you take notes, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.